Namaste, viewers. It's Wednesday morning, April 16, 2025, and I'm your host, Sunil Thakker of Sunny Talks Money. Welcome to ST Money's 7 a.m. early morning news, where we provide you the latest, concise, and precise stock market wrap, accurate figures and numbers. Indian stocks rallied as trading resumed after a long weekend, with the benchmark equity index erasing all the losses triggered by US President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs earlier this month. Benchmark indices, Nifty and Sensex, surged with substantial gains on Tuesday. The indexes played catch up to global peers following a trading holiday on Monday. Global markets, led by the US, posted a smart pullback over the last few trading sessions on hopes of further tariff exemptions from Donald Trump. Close, the Sensex was up 1,578 points or 2.10% at 76,735, and the Nifty was up 500 points or 2.19% at 23,329. Market volatility eased significantly, with the India VIX plunging by about 20% to 16.12. Among the 50 constituent stocks of Nifty, top gainers included IndusInd Bank, Shriram Finance, L&T, Adani Enterprises, and Tata Motors. Meanwhile, ITC and HUL were the only two laggards in the Nifty pack. Mid and small cap stocks joined the uptrend, with the Nifty Mid Cap 100 and the Nifty Small Cap 100 indices gaining 2.92% and 3.02% respectively. All sectoral indices were in the green. The Nifty Realty Index was the top gainer, followed by Nifty Auto and Nifty Metal. Shares of FMCG companies and agri-related themes ended the session sharply off lows after the IMD announced that it expects most part of the country to receive above normal monsoon, which falls in the range of 105% of the long period average. Tata Motors jumped over 4% after Trump signaled a potential exemption for automakers grappling with high import tariffs. The US president said he was looking to help some of the car companies that are shifting production back to the US from countries like Mexico and Canada. Notably, Tata Motors had announced a halt to US shipments last week. Adani Green Energy Limited also rallied nearly 5% after announcing a 30% year-on-year increase in operational capacity for FY25, reaching 14.2 gigawatts. The company expects to hit 15.2 gigawatts soon, having added 3,309 million megawatts through greenfield projects across Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Andhra Pradesh. This includes 2,710 megawatts of solar energy and 599 megawatts of wind energy. In other stock-specific action, Ashoka Buildcom rose 4% on emerging lowest bidder for a project worth rupees 568.86 crore. Macrotech developers gained 8% after Lodha Brothers resolved outstanding disputes, and Biocon gained 4% after Biocon Biologicals secured a market entry for Yesafili. Shares of Adani Ports jumped 4% on fundraising plan, and Mazgaon Dock added 9% as shares go ex-dividend on April 16. The NSE Nifty 50 index climbed as much as 2.4% in Mumbai on Tuesday, surpassing its closing level on April 2. That made India the first major equity market globally to erase the tariff-induced losses. A broader gauge of Asian equities is still down more than 3% since the tariff announcements. India's recent rebound follows a slump of almost 10% in the equity benchmark in the last two quarters. The sell-off came amidst concerns over slowing economic growth, high valuations, and an exodus by foreign funds that is still continuing. Overseas funds have already sold more than $16 billion worth of local shares equities this year on a net basis. The most they have withdrawn in any calendar year is $17 billion in 2022. Even so, relatively lower valuations and optimism that the central bank will aggressively cut interest rates to support the economy are reason for some investors to turn positive. The falling price of crude oil, a major import, is also aiding sentiment. The Nifty 50 benchmark is currently trading at 18.5 times at its 12-month forward earnings estimate, compared to the 5-year average of 19.5 times and a multiple of 21 times at its peak in late September last year. Investors are touting Indian markets as a relative safe haven amid the volatility sparked by US President Donald Trump's reciprocal tariffs. The nation's big domestic economy is seen able to withstand a potential global recession better than many peers who face higher tariffs. An intensifying Sino American trade war is also shining a spotlight on India as an alternative manufacturing hub to China. In stark contrast to Beijing's retaliatory move against US levies, New Delhi has struck a conciliatory tone and sought to reach a provisional trade deal with the Trump administration. Supported by good domestic growth and aided by a likely diversification of supply chains away from China, Indian equities are seen as a safer bet over the medium term. India's inflation eased to a 60-month low of 3.34% in March as food inflation remained subdued, according to the data released on April 11. It was 3.61% in February. March marks the second consecutive month that the retail inflation remained below RBI's target rate of 4%. Food inflation declined to 2.69% in March as against 3.75% in February. The economy ended the year with 4.6% in inflation in FY25 compared to 5.4% FY24. Stocks to watch today: IndusInd Bank, Adani Total Gas, MGL, Oil India, Vedanta, Aster DM Healthcare, Ireda, ICICI Prudential Life, ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company, Swiggy, TCS, Gensol Engineering, Max India, NHPC, Dabur India, Lemon Tree Hotels, and AGS Transact Technologies will be in focus on April 16 today. What now for today? The index has formed a hanging man pattern on the daily chart, indicating a possible pause in the current rally. On the other hand, the index closed above the 100 MA on the daily chart, which suggests continued positivity. Additionally, the RSI has just entered a positive crossover. Summing it up, although the sentiment appears positive, a hint of fatigue is visible in the index following the steep rally over the past few days. Therefore, the possibility of a minor pullback on the downside cannot be ruled out. Support is placed at 23,300. A decisive break below this level could trigger a correction towards 23,000. But resistance is placed at 23,370 and 23,650. In the US overnight, US stocks ended slightly lower on Tuesday as tariff uncertainty stayed high. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 156 points or 0.38% to 40,369. The S&P 500 lost a mere 9 points to 5,397, and the Nasdaq Composite lost a meager 8 points or 0.05% to 16,823. Brent crude is trading at $64.83 a barrel. Gold is rupees 893,650 per 10 grams, and silver is rupees 95,190 per kilogram. And that's the wrap for today, my dear viewers. And if you got value from this, please do subscribe, like, and share this video as much as possible. You can contact me at st@st-money.com for any further information. I will see you again tomorrow morning. And tomorrow will be the last working day because Friday is a holiday due to Good Friday. In the meantime, happy investing, stay inspired, and remember, it's all about money.